Hey, what's up everyone? Sam here. So in this list I'm going to be showing you 5 bizarre government agencies. Number 5. Shanghai Commission for the Management of Language Use. As you might know, translating Chinese to English can be a nightmare. If you translate word for word, the end result is usually pretty funny. For example, they have cash recycling machines at banks, and a proctology hospital is called an anus hospital. When I was on a flight to Beijing, I was given a wet towel, and on the packaging it was called a wet turban. You might be interested to know it was Chinese to English translation that gave birth to the phrase "long time no see." Because of this bad translation, the Chinese government started the Shanghai Commission for the Management of Language Use. This agency essentially exists to make sure that funny translation mistakes don't happen, which for me is kind of a shame. Number 4. Office of Planetary Protection. The Office of Planetary Protection is part of NASA. What they are responsible for is something you probably didn't even realize was important. They're all about preventing outer space organisms from contaminating Earth and vice versa. They do this by making sure spacecrafts are completely sterile before use. Most nations who have an active space program have a similar organization, but they are mostly only used on a temporary basis, whereas with NASA, the Office of Planetary Protection is active all of the time. A planetary protection officer can also earn quite a decent amount of money. Some officers earn up to $187,000 per year. Number 3. Board of Tea Experts. You might think this is some quirky British organisation, but you'd be wrong. It's actually an organisation started by the US government in 1897. Essentially, it's a group of 7 men who meet for 2 days a year to drink different brands of tea. They then set the requirement for what tea could be shipped into the United States. They send off their data to the FDA, who then sample a lot of the tea that's imported into the US and make sure that the tea meets the set standard. However, in 1996, the US government decided to close the program as they felt tea wasn't important enough to have its own department. But this doesn't mean that tea imported into the US doesn't still get checked for its quality. The FDA does still check for low quality tea, they just don't have 7 men who drink tea and decide what the set standard is. Number 2. Bejing Weather Modification Office. This may sound like some crazy conspiracy theory, but it's actually true. The Chinese government have an agency dedicated to weather control. They can control when it rains and where it should fall. They do this by firing crystals into the clouds to artificially induce rainfall. During the 2008 Beijing Olympics, the agency employed over 32,000 full and part-time staff members to control the weather. Number 1. Mutilated Currency Division. In 1866, the US government started an agency that's responsible for replacing badly damaged dollars for free. Every year it handles around 30,000 requests and reimburses over $30 million. Anyone can send in their badly damaged dollars and have it replaced, but there are some requirements. The main requirement is that at least half the note is undamaged. If you just send in half of a note, they won't give you a new note for free. Otherwise, you could just cut all your money in half and essentially double your money. Mostly they deal with notes that are burned, moldy, and even partially digested. Thank you for watching. To subscribe, click over here to watch another awesome videos and click down here. Do make sure to turn on channel notifications and follow me on Instagram, Twitter and Snapchat. All details are on screen and in the description below. Once again, thank you for watching, and until next time, feed your mind.